Hey guys, today I want to share with you some of the more interesting and unique things that are a part of my collection. I've got some of them here laid out on the table, which there's, I'm sure, other things I could have found, but I think this is a good start to what I can show you. Some of this stuff you've already seen in other videos, but some of the stuff has not been in videos in years. And I thought it'd be a good time and it'd be a good video to put together to show you some of the more interesting things that are in my collection. And I got a couple special helpers here today. It's my son Jalen. He's 7 years old. And some of you who've been watching my videos recognize Katie Marie. She's been in a few of the videos already. She's 5. But they like having a good time with Daddy. They like going on adventures and doing fun things. And I try to involve them in the things that I do, as far as history and being appreciative of where we are now and where we've come from and everything. So they're my special helpers today. I'll start right here. I got this. This is a World War I officer's jacket, and it's actually got the pants or the trap breeches with it. Like I said, it's World War I. It's been in another video or two. The reason I've got it out today is this right here. As you can tell, it's got discoloration on the left sleeve there, and it is 100% blood. It's not, grease or crud or whatever. As you can see, it's definitely blood. I know for sure because I actually tasted it. I'm just kidding. But I don't know if this soldier was wearing this jacket and he was wounded. There are some holes here which look more like moth holes than shrapnel or something, or maybe he was helping to carry in somebody. Who knows? But that is actual blood right there. Which is somewhat interesting. Other than that, the jacket's in great condition. It's got the World War I victory ribbon there, which is kind of rough, and it had a patch here on the sleeve, which I can't remember if that would have. It's a star. I don't know if it would have been 6th Infantry or I can't remember what it was. 6th Army. I forgot. But anyways, I got this for $25 at a gun store, which I was really surprised about that. I think it was a good deal. I'm really starting to find a lot more World War I stuff to add to my collection, because that stuff, is getting harder and harder to find. But anyways, moving on here, I got this victory map set. It's made by the Pure Oil Company, and it's actually dated right here, 1944. This thing is original. And this basically is for people who, here in the United States, they could kind of follow along the war. And this right here, for example, it gives you information about all the different airplanes used, the boats, the type of, some of the guns and vehicles, tanks, and everything. And it's actually got a map of Europe, which I'm not going to be able to open it all the way up. But anyways, shows, basically the globe and everything, so people can follow along with the war, which is really cool. I got this for $20 at an antique store, so that was a good find for sure. Moving on here, now this is very interesting. I got this about 5 years ago, and this is some kind of a toy that I'm guessing a returning soldier from probably, I guess, World War I, or maybe World War II, I'm not sure, built this, I'm guessing, for his little boy, more than likely. It's wooden stock. It's got this tube canister here for, I believe it's 75 millimeter. See right there? It's got this little, basically, it's almost like a jack-in-the-box little twist handle there. And when you do it, it's actually got, there's a nail there, a spring loader that taps on the end of this and makes it sound kind of like a machine gun. This thing is really cool. I got it for $20 at a military auction, which was really awesome. And I'm going to let my kids demonstrate to you exactly what it sounds like. So I'm going to let Jalen go first. All right, now Katie Marie, you do it. Okay. So like I said, it's basically supposed to simulate, a machine gun of some kind, it's really unique. I've never seen anything like it before. I'm glad I was able to get it for such, I believe, a good deal. It's like a folk piece or something. It's just so unique, which is, we don't play with it. We really don't. It just kind of sits where I have it in my room, but see, this is getting kind of loose, but really cool piece there. I'm glad I got that for sure. Next, I've got this. This is a M1 Garand cover here for like amphibious landings. They would wrap their guns in these, and it would protect, from salt water getting in them, sand, dust, debris, and everything that could jam the rifle. It's actually dated October 18th, 1944, so it would have been after D-Day. Could have possibly been used in the Pacific, but this is unused, it's just, was never used during the war or any war. I got it for, I believe it was $10 at an antique store. Moving on here, I got this really cool honor roll from Lafayette County, Mississippi, which is actually for Oxford, Mississippi, and that's about an hour and a half south of where I live. And it's dated August 1944. And what's really cool is it's men and women serving in the armed forces. And it's almost like a yearbook type thing that tells about all these people from, Lafayette County who are serving during the war currently. It tells, their name and when they enlisted and approximately where they are in the world, if they're in England or, where they are in Europe or the Pacific or wherever. This is a really cool book. Got it for $20. A really cool local piece. I'm excited about that. Moving on here, I've got this. This is really cool. I got this about 5 years also. This is a World War I. This is an aeronautical compass. This was actually made for the British Sopwith Camel biplanes. And when I got this thing, it had nasty, rusty crud in there. It wasn't water, some kind of liquid, and you couldn't even see inside of there. So I took these screws, which I kind of boogered up some of the screw heads, and I drained all that and cleaned the inside the best I could. And I hope to get the proper fluid back in there one day. Maybe have to get some Forma gasket to seal it, but I got this for $48, and this thing is awesome. This thing is so cool. Really unique piece right there. Moving on here, I've got this. This was in a video just last week, but I thought I'd show it again. This is Battle of the Bulge shrapnel. I was actually given this by my World War II 9th Armored Division veteran that I met at an assisted living place. He's about to be 95, and he gave me this. He went for a tour of the battlefields last year, and he was given this, and he gave it to me. It's some kind of I'm guessing part of an artillery shell or something. Who knows? But that was really nice of him to give me that. He was actually a Battle of the Bulge veteran. And I'm so thankful for all those guys, all the veterans, that serve. Moving on here, I've got this machine gun ammo tray. This is 8mm Lebel, which would have been for a French machine gun. I got this, I think it was like $8 or $10 at the same military auction that I got that toy put together gun thing there. But that's really cool right there. I've got this Iwo Jima sand here that I got from, there's a Marine veteran that I work with. He was in, Iraq and I believe Afghanistan and everything. But he got this. He served for, I think it was 22 years, and he went to Iwo Jima, and he was given this March 14th, 1995, which is really cool. Iwo Jima is my favorite battle, to learn about in the Pacific. And then, D-Day is my favorite in European theater, but he gave me this. And what's really cool is I actually saw going around just a few days ago, there was a guy whose buddy had gotten some Iwo Jima sand, and he actually found an unfired M1 Garand bullet in there, which the casing had basically corroded and rusted away, but it was an actual unfired bullet that he found, which it was more sand than this, but he didn't even know it was in there. I thought that was really cool. Moving on here, I've got this Mark II grenade. It's got RFX in there. I got this at a yard sale for $5 about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's in relic condition. Looks like it's been in the ground. No fuse or anything, but for $5, that was a really good deal. I'm glad I was able to pick this up. Down here, this is really neat. This is a National Defense Medal, which, I have 1 or 2 of them already, but this one looks like it's been in a fire. It's definitely been burned up, and it's almost looked like it's been melted or something. House fire or who knows what, but I can't even remember where I got this from, but I thought that was really unique to have, in that kind of condition. Who knows the history behind it. I've got this, this is a 1965 Russian, Russian commemorative medal for the victory over Germany, 1965, and it's supposed to be 1 ruble or rubly, and it's got the Russian coat of arms on there. It's basically a Russian soldier in Berlin, and you see it's got a soldier, he's standing over a broken swastika, if you can see down there. And then you got the double X here for 20, which would be, 20th commemorative. 1965 from 1945. And it's basically victory over the fascist Germany. So that was really cool. I got that from a guy at work. And lastly, over here to the right, one of my other hobbies, I've mentioned it briefly in other videos, is I like to metal detect. Which, around where I live, I'm not going to find any World War II or, World War I stuff in the ground. I mean, who knows? You never know, but realistically, it's probably not going to happen. But maybe more Civil War stuff. But me and the kids, they love going in the woods with Daddy. And when I go shoot guns, sometimes they go. And what you got here is these are bullets that we've dug out of the ground, out of the hillside from where me and my buddy shoot. And there's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 different calibers in here. It's just something we like to do, whenever we beep over it, with the metal detector, we kind of dig in the mud and dirt and everything. And I just love how the bullets, how they mushroom, all the different ways a bullet can impact. And what's crazy is I have some in here that they look almost like, oh, that one right there's got a place on it. But some of them, if I was to dig in here, I could find them that are just basically in perfect condition. They, like, some of them it's just weird how some bullets can mushroom and tear all to pieces, and other ones just seem to stay whole. I know a lot of it depends on what they hit when they do hit, but me and the kids like playing, and digging around and stuff and just having a good time. What I was going to show you here is these are some of the things I've found metal detecting. We actually go in the woods behind our house here, and these are some things I've found. I actually found this, check this out. It's a John Deere pocket knife, which is really cool. I don't know how old it is. I mean, I would say it's probably 20 or 30 years old. Could be older, maybe not, I don't know, but it was really dirty. I cleaned up the best I could. The blade's kind of a little cruddy on it, but that was really cool. And then just I found this the other day. Old Remington shotgun shell. And I found a lot of shotgun shell, which I don't have them all in here, but here's another older one I found the other day. This is real old, probably from the early 1900s, who knows. And just some bullet casings and stuff we've dug up. And then here's some other shotgun shells. Some of these are so old. I'm telling you, they're probably close to 100 years old or so. That's a good one right there, Nitro Club. But see these other ones through here. Some of the other cool things that I've found is this is, I believe, the handle off of a toy gun. It's definitely a handle off of some kind of a gun. I got this, and then this right here is actual door knocker, and it's got a 6 and then a 29 on there, for knocking on the door. And then I got, which I believe is a lug nut, probably off an old tractor or something, a few other little things. And I found this stuff right here, and a few of these shotgun shells actually on the land where me and my buddy shoot. The land used to have 2 houses on it, and we metal detect from time to time, and we haven't really found anything of value, but it's just fun, digging up history, which, I focus mostly on military history, but I just like history in general, to see where we've come as people and technology and everything else. But, anyways, as always, guys, I'm getting ready to wrap this up. So I got my special helpers, like I said, Jalen and Katie Marie, and they like having a good time with Daddy. I think it's real important, to teach kids about history and get them involved in everything, because it's almost beginning to be a forgotten thing now. But anyways, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and more videos are on the way.